Hi everyone, it's Jim with another journal. I've sort of been inspired by the summertime and everything that's blooming and how pretty and green it is outside. So I made this traveler's notebook insert with some of my favorite nature images. Love this green marbled paper. I think I got it at Artists and Craftsman Supply. It feels almost like canvas. So I found this great honeysuckle. I have some honeysuckle in my backyard, so I was thinking my backyard when I look at this picture right here. So I tore around it and made it into sort of a belly band. And then, love this quote: "The philosopher's soul dwells in his head, the poet's soul dwells in his heart, the singer's soul dwells in his throat, but the soul of a man who lives among flowers walks hand in hand with eternity." Love that paper. And into just a little journaling tag, put it there on the front. This is going to be going in my traveler's notebook, so it'll be sort of protected. This is the first page, so I had some green handmade paper, just a little tag, but I made it into sort of a reverse booklet. I just cut out this daffodil picture, and I think I found part of this poem, and I didn't like the rest, so I played with the words myself, and I just thought it was sort of like a spring poem that kind of spoke with the daffodil. This I made into just a little notebook that was sewn in backwards, just with tea-dyed paper, and it's secured with a little magnet right there, so it magnetizes. This is we got this at a yard sale. It's an original drawing, and it was part of a bigger tree, and it's on super thin paper, so I ripped around it and sewed it onto a page because I wasn't really doing anything with it. It was just sitting in a corner. I really like this. I made this pocket out of music paper, and then this came from a book on moths and butterflies that I cut out, and I had a little bit of mulberry paper there, and I just love how that all works together. I had some brown marbled paper. This is a tuck spot, so I might do a drawing on that later or put a quote on it. And then to tuck in here, this was from a bird book. It was neat. It looked like someone's notebook, sort of like what I do, and made it to a journaling tag. And this flips up, so there's room to write on the top there. Took this from a bird book. I loved how the bird was in flight, and I made it into a little pocket there, so pull it out, and here's a journaling tag. "Hope is like a bird that senses the dawn and carefully starts to sing while it's still dark." That slips in there. Just a little collage with some tea-stained paper, probably coffee. It looks like it's coffee. Love the patterns on there. I thought those pages looked really nice across from one another. I don't know, I kind of want to put something here, but I haven't decided. I really like how the black looks underneath it. It's a pocket and some sari silk, and my daughter got this tissue paper. She was going to a wedding. I may have already said this in another video. She was going to a wedding, and it was just to shove in a bag, and it was kind of expensive, and she used 2 pieces and was going to throw the rest of the way, so I couldn't bear throwing it away, and I kept it on my desk forever, and it looks really good underneath there. So now I'm thinking about going getting more of that expensive, ridiculous tissue paper. Some more of this marbled paper. I thought the gold looked really good with that. Some more interesting handmade paper I have with gold in it. Just took a piece of vellum, and then so I have writing space on there. Made it into a pocket on the other side. Put some watercolor paper in case I wanted to do some watercolors. Then I have these seals that I don't use often, so I've been trying to use them. I used this one as a tuck. Did a watercolor, just a pen and ink drawing for watercolor, and my wife got me some really cool metallic watercolors for Christmas, so if you can kind of see if it catches the light, sort of dig it. And then this folds out to write on, and you can kind of just tuck that back in there. This page, it's black paper. I like the black paper, but it needed some contrast so I could write in white. This is a piece of jelly printed paper. I got a new jelly plate that we've been playing with at home, and I love that background, so I tore it's on tissue paper. Put some sari silk up here. I'm not sure I'm loving that. And I have a belly band, and into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. That looked great over that. And then I just made a journaling tag with some more marbled paper. Slips in here, kind of like that frayed on the end. This is, I believe it's salvia from my backyard that I put in a dictionary and dried over the winter, and came out really nice. I coated it with some Mod Podge. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. It's a little shinier than I'd like, but it worked really well. This was a old pillowcase that I was getting ready to throw away, so I cut a spot out and put a stamp on it. Tea stain paper, just offcuts that I had, so I sewed it into a little notebook to go on top of the collage, just for some writing space. I have a whole bunch of these. It's like manila folder material in their pockets. I think I got it at Goodwill, and they go into a like a several ring binder. They're a little thick though, so I had to cut it in half. Made my own little tuck spot there, and this paper sort of slides behind, so you can open it up, write on it, and then tuck it back in behind there. So like that. And another little just fold over writing space to slip in there. This is a hand carved stamp that I did of an African tree. How beautiful the silence of old trees. I like how this turned out. This is just pages from different nature books that I had on some marbled paper with some mulberry paper behind it. I love the strings. Fake leaf and some journal paper. Let's see. Make sure that we're still going here. So this is just a collage with a skeleton leaf and another one of those tuck under journaling spots. I'm kind of digging that. I might do that some more. Just a plain stamp. Keep a green tree in your heart, and perhaps a singing bird will come. Just a stamp on the page. Like all the different colors in this. This is brighter than I usually work, but I like it. This was a book on trees, and it had lots of black and white drawings, so I liked it. I just tore around it and then backed it with some vellum. I like that look. And then I thought I could use it as a tag, so I just ripped a piece of paper that sort of matched and glued some sari silk on there for a writing space. That really worked out well. This is actually glassine, and it's a pocket. We were on vacation, and our silverware came in these long glassine bags, and I took all of them and shoved them in my wife's purse, and then backed it and used it as just a tag. With I used some music paper and some old dried tea bag and flour, made a journaling spot. And then poppy that I fussy cut. I got a book shorthand, and I really love how it looks on pages. I used it on the side of the page. This is the other half of that tree drawing. Made a little like sort of a library pocket that is tacked on there, and I did just a pen and ink of a fern leaf with a little bit of I think I might have used Inktense pencils on that with water. I like how that worked. Oh, and this is just white sticker labels at I got at Walmart, and then I inked them, and I thought that kind of looked almost like the moon. Looked kind of cool. So there's my nature-themed traveler's notebook insert. Hope you liked it, and I hope you got some inspiration. Hey, if you like my videos, go ahead and subscribe. It's good to hear comments from everyone. Have a great day.